Good morning. It's Rosalie with Can't Wait to Plan. How you guys doing? Okay, so, oh boy, I've been so busy this week. Haven't been able to get several videos out as well as finish some of the cards. I owe some clients. Anyway, so today I am showing you a card that I'm making for a client whose grandson is graduating from college. And actually, this is the first time I used this kit. I bought it, must be 2 years ago from Anna Griffin. In any case, it's called Carte Homme. And it's actually really pretty. I'm so sad I didn't get a chance to use it. But anything you, and many of these things, you don't even need the kit to make it. So I'm going to show you some ideas in case you don't have the kit to use, okay? But in any case, the reason I wanted to show this is because not only is it gonna make, I'm gonna change it up just to make it into a graduation card, because the grandson, Christopher, he's actually going to be practicing. He has a job offer in Chicago, and he's going to be going into economics, business, so I was thinking suit and tie, yay. But the same, a similar card, similar type of layout would work for Father's Day as well, which is coming up really soon. So in any case, so let's take a quick look at the kit. That way you'll know what it's look like. These are actually called the craft box, which is something she had on auto ship for a while. You can also buy it singly. And I don't know if this is available on HSN, which is where I originally get them, but I know that's definitely available on Anna Griffin website right now. Okay, so you get the instruction form, of course, and there's a code that you get 3 tutorial kind of online classes that you can use to learn how to use the kit correctly, which it's not just use the kit, but to upgrade it to make something a lot more sophisticated and not expected. So anyway, here's what you get with it. I'll show you the dies, and then here's the example cards that idea that you can get. You got with this. Okay, isn't that so cute? I think the bow tie is super cute, the tie, and so on. Okay, and then it's always create kind of like a little drawer. So if you stack it up on a shelf, you can always pull it out without having to take the whole box out. I took many things from here out already, but I'll show you what it is as soon as I go through the box with you. So it comes with some, well, let me see. First of all, it comes with the dies. And here's the die. It looks kind of funky, but there's a 2-suit jacket on the side. There's a tie. There's a component to make this part of the tie if you want to make it a little bit more 𝘀𝗶𝗫 or, more 3-dimensional. Here's the bow tie thingy. This thing is for the a little pocket on the jacket. This is actually for the handkerchief that goes into the pocket of the jacket. Here's a button. There's a suit pocket, and this is for the inside, the shirt inside the jacket. This is actually for the row of buttons. I'll show you that in a second. It goes like that. And I think that was it on there. And these are just flourishes that is just pretty. And this, I love this one. It's very reminiscent of Art Deco, which is a period I actually love. This even, so all these can be used in other things and so forth. And yeah, and so forth. So that's the die. And then, so it comes, of course, with envelopes. I think it's supposed to make how many cards? Supposed to make, it doesn't say. Why doesn't it say? I think it makes 15. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. I think it makes 20 cards. So these are for slimline. And then you get 2 of 10 different design. So you get a brown one. Of course, I alphabetize the colors. I don't do rainbow, but I've alphabetized. These are the 10 cards that you 10 card style that you get. They're beautiful. They've got gold foil on them. Actually, all of them are gold foil. So there's like a brown, beautiful. It's just blank inside. There's a light blue. There's a navy blue. The borders make it so nice to make cards or boxes or whatever. It's kind of like an aqua. And then you have the lighter green and the little bit darker green, gray with gold accent, darker gray with gold accent, and then a red. Okay, so you get 2 of each. That's 20 cards. You get 20 matte gold foil cardstock to make any of the layers that you need that with. You get 20 of the layering. They call it layering sheet. It's exactly the same on both sides, and they just look very similar to fabric. So that way you can make this is where you cut the suit jacket from. Okay, oops. There you go. And you get 2 of each. I'm only showing one here just so, and so on. Yeah. And then this one is the one I'm using for today. Okay. So that's that. And then you also get, I think it's 1, 2, 3, it's 4 or 5. Let me see. You get these 3 patterns. One has kind of a stripe, whatever, stripe or gingham, or I'm not sure what you call that, check. And then one is a light blue. This is ivory. And then just ivory blank, just to make the shirt. And they gave you 1, 2, I think it's 3 of the sheets. And the shirt is small, so you can cut like 3 of them on one sheet, yeah, on that. So, and then they just got 2 of these. That's just strips of pattern that basically you can use to cut out the bow ties or the ties. Now, they do give you a bunch already, but they gave you some additional pattern, like this was not already cut out of here, and so on. So they gave you a bunch of ties, 2 of these patterns. They're super cute. This is the one I use for today. So I'm just going to show you real quick what they look like. Okay, so it's really, really sweet. I love it. It's really cute card kit. And then I think the same pattern with the bow tie. And then you have the shirt in those 3 patterns, the light blue, the ivory, and so on. But this where you put in the button for the shirt, depending on what's color shirt you picked. And then they have a bunch of vertical strip. You had 2 of each color. And again, it's 10 different color, which is real nice. With the beautiful gold foil accent. It's really cold here today in Southern California, so I'm wearing my jacket at home, and so on. Yeah, so in case you need that. And then the I think everything else I took out of the box. So, and you have a bunch of ephemera. Let me show you the ephemera. I'm going to put this away because I don't need it anymore. The ephemera I already added to my little sheet protector, the 9 pocket one that you use for baseball card. I love this style. If you saw some of my organization videos, you see that. So these have suitcases. It got belt buckles, hat, briefcase, some scrolls, some books, pen, and then these are not 3-dimensional at all. It's just some emblem, a what do you call this, winter cup thingy, and these type of thing. I don't even know what it's called. It's just like hardware look like. The feet of a armoire of some sort, some drawers, typewriters, old-time typewriters, and then some gold scrolls and different icon and so on. Really pretty. And then you get 20 sentiment, 2 of each. So I pull a couple of them out to use. They have anniversary, for my husband, for my favorite guy, birthday, happy birthday, best wishes, thank you very much, another birthday, time to celebrate. Okay, so in different colors. So that's that. And let me see. So I then the other thing that I wanted to show you was, so originally I was just going to make a you know, a regular card, but because it is special, it's for his graduation from college and so forth, and he's actually really a really good student, I decided I'm gonna try to do something more like a shadow box. And I recently got from, let me see, where's that? From Anna Griffin. She had just come out with a shadow box in a slimline size, and this is the dies. It's I think it's $33. It comes with a frame, kind of a shadow for the frame, and then an inside of the frame, a kind of like a inside shadow, whatever you call it, and then it's some flowers here. Okay, so I made up the shadow box just to see. I made it using a girly paper because I wanted to see what the box looked like, because I can always use this for another project. But before I actually make it using the paper that I was going to use for this card, I wanted to use it something where I may have a few more. And also I wanted to see if I really have to use a double-sided paper, because many of the paper I have are single-sided from Anna Griffin. Some of the pattern I wanted to use that coordinate with the embellishment that I have for her line. So this is actually a single-sided paper, but after I cut it out and cut it out from this pattern and use it, there was plenty left over for me to cut out a panel that is, it's not exactly, it is not, so the whole thing is 4 by 9 1/4, which is the true slimline size. But if you're talking, but because we made it into a shadow box, the inside part is not that size. So basically it's shoot down to like 3 1/4 by 8 8.5. Okay, so you lost quite a bit. It's like 8.5, so it's like a 1/4 of an inch for each of these frame thingy, the frame side. So I'm glad I made it, because originally I kept thinking it's 4 by 9, 4 by 9 and 9 1/4, which is really great to use. But because it is much smaller, what I saw is that I went ahead and I'll show you how to make it, but I already made it because I wanted to see how it will fit into the shadow box. And you see how tight it is, because the jacket is already kind of large, and you can tell by these cards how it takes over pretty much the whole front of the whole width of the slimline card. So I was afraid of that, and so I'm glad I did it already. You see how it's so cute with the tie and the little pocket square and stuff like that. So anyway, so what I wanted to do was create a template to make the box bigger, and I'm sure there's other ways to make it so much simpler, but I kind of wanted to follow this one. I know Crafty Companion, I own their I don't know what it's called, Ultimate Pro or whatever, and I've never really used it yet to do that. But so I did where is it at? Where did I put it? I'll show it to you. So I just took, luckily I have some, this is a long die, and if you want to make the template, which is even more, right, because you have all these side for the shadow box, you really require a much larger piece of paper. And so luckily I have some nice thick cardstock for the what do you call that, just some nice thick cardstock, so that I can make a template for it. So what I wanted to do was, if you look at here, if you look at this is the actual size, the 4 by 9 1/4 right here. But you see how it's folded, because this part is going to be stuck to this side to make the fold. You know, so it's going to lose that 1/4 of an inch right there. So in order for me to make the actual shadow part to be truly 4 by 9 1/4, I have to increase each side by 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so what I did was I just measured it out, and actually I wrote it down for myself, is if I want the inside to be, I want this to be 10, because by the time you take the 2 portion, it's actually a little bit more than 1/4. Then I have 9 and whatever, 9 1/4. But I needed 1 1/2 inch on each side. Okay, did I make any sense on that? So anyway, these 4 folded score thing, to make the frame edge is 1 1/2. So you need 1 1/2 on each. You're gonna lose part of that. So for me to make sure that this part is 9 1/4 or 9 1/2 or whatever it is, I just got to make sure I added this little bit on both sides. Okay, so it turns out it was basically 13 across to make this, to make a larger box, and 7 3/4 to make. If you need help figuring that out and you want my template, let me know. I'll get it to you, but right now I don't think I even make any sense. So that's what it does. And then I draw it out, I score it, make sure everything works in the white paper. This bit here, you know, some of these angle and so forth, you kind of need in order to make the box miter correctly. So be careful on that side of it. So that part was a little bit more tricky to figure out. But nevertheless, I was very happy. I got my box template. So later on, if I want to make exactly the same thing again, I have it. And then I went ahead and traced that onto paper that I have a limited amount of, but these are double-sided paper. Didn't need to use double-sided, but that's what was available. And this is the Anna Griffin Handsome paper collection. You can buy these individually. I think you have to buy at least 2 pieces, but I bought it as a whole collection. And it has, what is it, paisley or whatever this is, pattern on one side, and then it has this beautiful foil paper with navy in the bottom. And I thought the smaller pattern of this will make the edge of the frame of the shadow box, you know, you can actually see it. So I thought it'd be really nice, although I don't love the background here because it would be too much for my suit and too busy for a young man going off to his first job. So I used that. That was, I don't know what it's called because they don't, these paper that comes into collection, they don't have the band, the border. What do you call those? I don't know, where it tells you what the name of it is. And then from the same collection, I also pick out this one. And what I thought it'd be really nice to do is use that to form the background, okay, because then it's not too busy. And the back of that is just all these shirts. So I just took it and cut it into a, where is it at? Okay. I'll find it. I cut it into 4 and 9 1/4, whatever the true side of the slimline is. Yeah, 9 1/4, so that I can just add it to this when I finish gluing everything in first. Okay, so let me, isn't that so pretty? I love it. So let me go put you know, glue or tape on here, and I'll come back and fold it with you so that you can see exactly how it's done. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Before I move on to the next step, I forgot to show you I actually did cut out the frames and stuff for this die, so in case you wanted to see it. Oops. So this is the inside shadow, and these are the one set of the flowers. I cut it out of this cardstock because I have a bunch of the matte foil cardstock, but these probably be nicer if it's a little bit softer. That way you can layer them, and so on, because that's seems like it's meant to be layer. Anyway, so that's the inside one. You can use that for whatever, even for sentiment or to hold something. And here's the outside shadow die, and here's the actual die to go inside of the box. And as you can see, it actually fits very nice. It is a slimmer die, so that way it fits inside of the smaller one. So that means that this probably would work okay on the you know, the mini slimline, or maybe not. I think it's still a little bit too long. So anyway, that's that. And then I went ahead and I put I also wanted to oh, actually it's okay, let's do this for next. So I put the tape. So you wanted to glue the side that's flush straight, okay, not the one that's all angle, because that's the miter corner. So you want to do that first. So you have 4, because a box, I mean a piece of a piece of wood have 4 sides to it, right? So basically you just roll these. I already score, and just be real careful, because you're gonna go. I'm gonna step down from my step stool real quick for videotaping, and make sure, because this paper is super hard to see. I'm gonna fold it one more time so I can see it. I'm just gonna push it right up against that last score line, which is the edge of the box. And this paper is sturdy enough. I don't think I need to. And I use the, you know, either use the red liner tape or the stronger tape. I don't know if the tear tape or the ATG glue tape. Wet glue would work as well, but I think for this, probably a tape is easier instead of a. So again, actually you can press it down if you wanted to press it, but at the time maybe not. After what I did was, after I did this, like for instance this, it seems, you see how it's a little crooked still? I actually put a heavy book on top of this, so it straightened it out, because, you know, as now it's better, pretty much straight. So that's gonna glue down the the glue tape really well as well. So again, because this paper is so hard to see, I'm gonna turn it that way, make sure I'm in frame. Yep. And put it against that last score line, which is where you want the frame to start. It's a little awkward, but it works. Okay, then you have these, let's see, didn't quite glue yet, but that's okay. Then you have these tabs right here. So make sure you fold it in. You fold it in, and so on. And then that's when you can do your miter corner. Again, go directly to that bit. The last score line there, I went a little bit too far. You see how pretty? And actually what I did afterwards, after I got it down, is I went in with a some wet glue with a thin nozzle, and I put it underneath here. So that way, because right now you can see that it keep wanting to kind of pull up. So I just take I'm using the barely art one. I'm just gonna stick it a bit underneath here. I stick it on that tab, kind of on the side, and make sure this go down. This is when the book that you put on top here will be very useful. Same thing here, because it keep this on this side for some reason, it keep wanting to pop up. So again, I'm gonna pop it down, and got my wet glue here, help it set a little bit. So that's the only other tricks, but oh, when you see after it's done, you can see better on that other lighter color paper. Seems like I need a little bit more glue there. That the miter corner is gorgeous. You see how that's so nice and clean? Yeah, I love it, because I've owned other shadow box die before. I think Crafty Companion had one, and it's just not as pretty. Okay, so I think hopefully that will stay for a second there. I'll do this side. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put glue on here first. That way I don't need to stick it on the inside. Let's see. Like this, I think. Oops, that other one came out. So we have to make sure that we put something heavy on it right away for the... Ugh, this thing is annoying, but the paper is so busy. It's tough to see, you know? Okay, I'm gonna hold it here, and this I'm gonna help and hold it here. So I'm gonna stop the tape, go put some heavy catalog on this to help it, and I'll be right back. I'm back. Man, it's taking me a while to keep going back and forth on this. Okay, so I went ahead and glued these little corner down. Looks really nice, actually. So as far as we have with embellishment for the card, we have our suit, and I actually went ahead and put a foam tape on there. I put some glue, some wet glue on it, and put it under a heavy book for a while. So we'll see if that stays. And I really want to use the briefcase because you cannot be a businessman working at a company in Chicago without a briefcase. So that's going to be that. So then I wanted to see what else they have. That I think I show you the embellishment that the kit comes with, but there was nothing else that I wanted to use with that outside of the outside of some scrolls or flourishes and a sentiment. So I went through my kind of graduation embellishment, the one right off the bat here, and this would be way too big. This would be even too big too. So none of these would work. I got some paper house stuff, same kit here. Look at the colors off on one of them. And this doesn't match, and the color, and yeah, none of these I would use. Maybe, okay, nope. And this one, also a paper house, I think. Yeah, a paper house one. And I actually really like this sentiment. It's sort of a kit that came with, not a kit, a stickers that came with some acetate stuff here that you can put your photo in the middle, I guess. But it was too big, and I don't like all these busyness, but it did come in 3 layers, and the layer were way too thick as well. Some of these 3-dimensional stickers that Paper House come with, they're really, really thick. So I went ahead and took off. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I went ahead and took 2 layers up from it, so it left all of these busyness here, and I took off the foam tape because they were too thick, and just replaced with my foam tape that's a little bit thinner. And I'm not sure if I'm going to put foam tape on there, if I'm going to use it, but at least for now I have something that I could use, and I don't think I need any of those, so we'll leave that. And then on this other paper house one, you'll see how thick they make them. I found one which also kind of like a sentiment, which is, you see how thick they use? I mean, the one piece itself is probably like 4 or 5 millimeter anyway, thick too. So, and they have 3 of them, so it's really thick. However, this one, I don't know if I mind if I'm gonna use it to have it all, because as we have the shadow box. So even if we put it in here like that, it's not gonna stick out too much, because it's even lower than the shadow box itself. The shadow box, these areas are like almost I don't even know what they are. It's kind of like 3. What are these called? I mean, this is half, right? And then what is that? 1, 2, 3 notches of whatever that means. So I thought this may be okay, and the rest I don't think I need. And then let's look across these one more time. I took a couple of these out in case we want to use it. I took the pen out too, and no one typewriters or anything. These flourishes are a bit too girly for the for Christopher is probably not. And I did take out a couple of these sentiments. So, okay, so that's that. Let's kind of see how it works. So I was thinking maybe one of the first thought was have this. I don't know if it's going to be, you know, too dark or not, but it's actually nice because it, and I don't know if that's going to be too low, so I may have to put it up a little bit more. I actually did, by the way, I did take out the foam tape on the thing originally when I had it, and I glued it down further, so now the corner of the shirt meet in the middle much better. And I actually put these on, it's not even foam tape, I used just some white cardboard I had that was floating around. I think it came from my chocolate box or whatever, and I put it in the back, glue it, and then I already put tape in there, glue tape on there. I did the same thing with the briefcase. So maybe we have it like that. Then these two elements, I kind of, so this came with the die set. So this by itself, it's just going to be a little bit too blend in, not stand out enough. So what I did was I just glue, you know, I foam tape this like that. And it's just in case I wanted to use it. Actually, I'm going to leave it kind of like that. And we can play with, depends on which one we use and stuff like that. We can play with the sentiment and stuff to see. So I was thinking maybe something like this. That may be too many. I don't know if that's too many sentiment. Maybe we tilt it. What do you guys think? I wish you can talk to me. So I don't know if this is going to cover up the briefcase so much that he can't tell it's a briefcase, but I think you can, right? I think I do want this straight though, because I don't want it to be, I want it to match up here a bit. Oh, I did take out also a little gold watch. Maybe we do something like that. Just kind of. What do you guys think? Oops. I still haven't decided. Okay, let's try this one. So if that's the case, I won't be using that. What if this is like this here? Then we can move this baby up. Can move this down. Took the I can even do it like this. I think I like this in the middle more than up there. Maybe that's all I need. Not too overly embellished, because I like it embellished more, but I don't think most people, especially teens would like that. Not the teens, he's 21. I kind of like this thing in there though. I think this is very kind of like, okay. All right, let me think about it and I'll come right back. Okay, I'm back. So this is what I came up with. I actually like that. I actually even tried this one in the middle, but it's up here. It's just too busy, and then the briefcase cover up too much. So I thought this looks nice, and the white here pick up the white of the shirt and everything else. So that's what I came up with. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the back, because I decided to just keep this as is. I don't need to have like another card to go with it, and then when he want to display, he just put it against, you know, a wall or something. So I wanted to get something pretty for the signature box. And I looked at the shadow box initially came, or the shadow box initially came with these dies, but you remember how they were smaller? They were they made a smaller, slightly smaller box. So I thought this was just a little bit too whimsy looking. I mean, not whimsy, yeah, wimpy looking. Anyway, that's the wrong word. So I took a look at my some of my slimline dies, and I had this one from another kit that she has called Gentleman Studies, one of her first slimline, what do you call it, slimline kit that was part of a auto ship. But anyway, you can still buy them separately. And this is really nice because it's a little bit more manly, I think, you know, with the square corners and stuff, and it's a little bit bigger. And these are the three dies that it came with. I didn't want to have this as a signature box, even if I cut it in ivory or white paper, because then the middle is just so tiny. So I went ahead and cut up this piece. I just moved the die so I don't need to cut all these busy stuff, and I just basically cut this part out, and then I just trim it. So I don't know if I did a good job or not, but I trim it just so that it kind of match the inside here, just a little bit with a little bit of a border. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So anyway, I went ahead and put tapes on it, and now we can just add it to something like this. Oh man, that tape is very strong. This is the fingerless. Okay, that's not straight at all, but I think I'm just gonna leave it be because I don't want to pull it up and get it all wrinkled and stuff. So it's good enough. It's a handmade card, you know. So anyway, okay. And then I'm gonna just add it directly here. I'm gonna put it a little bit up so I can put my my contact information, or my, what do you call it, my label, my card label there. And so I went ahead and put tape on here already too, so that way it was faster, because I'm sure, as I always do, my video, I think it's not gonna take too long, and it's still gonna take too long. So I'm really only gluing the middle. There's no reason for these to come up anyway. So that's that. Then I wanted to create a envelope. Now, unfortunately, I have one envelope die, but the envelope, oh, this is not straight at all. The envelope die that I had is also, again, a little bit too small for this, because this is a bigger, a mega slimline shadow box. Yeah. So, and I had some more of the Anna Griffin paper, but I didn't want to waste it because these are really nice thick cardstock. And for envelope, I just want kind of a thin paper. So I found this kind of just blue paper from Too Busy Mom. It's an old paper from my stash, super thin. And so for, you know, the thinner one. And basically all I did was, and I did too many cuts. That's not necessary. I thought I may needed it, but I didn't need it. So all I did was I just put pencil mark and measure the thing like this. I left the paper literally on its own because the paper is not, it's not even 12 by 12. It's like 11 3/4. And I just made sure that whatever the score line I score before I cut it is gonna match this inside. So all I did was I left enough on the bottom and then enough on the top. And on the bottom, I just originally I cut it. I thought I may need to do something fancy, but I really didn't need to. So I just glued that down because that gives it a nice edge without the white part on it. And I just cut it there, and I'll show you what so you can see. Yep. Okay. So you can see here, right? And then all I do is put this here and tuck it in here. So once you glue it up, it's going to look really nice, clean borders like that. Not fancy, right? And then the top is just going to be, again, I glue this down so it's nice. And then all I do is that. And then this is going to go down like that. And I was thinking that I would seal it with one of these, you know, cute, like this. One of these cute seals. And then in the front, I'll just get a you know, a tag kind of like this, or whatever the case may be. Just have it in ivory, and I'll glue it on here. That way they can write his name on there, or maybe I'll even write his name down for them already, kind of printed in a nice, pretty way. Okay, I don't think I will use this one, but you know what I mean. Just a simple envelope label type thing, because I don't want them to write on here. Yeah. And then before I mail it, I think I'm going to put in some bubble wrap or something here so the envelope won't crush it. And then I'll put it in a padded envelope to mail to my client, so that she would not get something that's crushed down. Okay, so let me see. Come back after I glue everything up. I hope that was clear. I didn't, you know, I have all these fancy envelope board maker thing, but it seems like too difficult. So I just measure it by hand and just figure it out that way. All right, talk to you. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I got it, everything glued together. I had to use, like, you know, when I was doing the back and stuff, and even right here, I had to use this to kind of press things down. And also I found that if I slip this in on upside down like that, then I can press this closed without, and it fits perfectly. Yeah, I know I did it a little bit crooked, because you can tell right here, it's not even, but I wasn't even going to bother adjusting. I did use just wet glue, and everything's glued perfectly. What I decided to do to close it is to add, as I mentioned, to add this little bit. I thought that's looked really nice. And then I add a foam tape there, but I didn't remove the backing. That way she can look at it, because I'm going to, you know, it's going to be inside here. She looked at it, and then to seal it, she'll just remove that and seal it. And it's going to be kind of, you know, the foam dot usually don't adhere as well. So when he tear it out, it wouldn't ruin the envelope and things. And so that looking good. Oops. I think I forgot something. Yeah, I forgot to put my label here, but I just printed out some new ones, so I'll do that. And then we're gonna slip it in here. And then we talked about doing, let me see how I think I want to put it like this. So I found this envelope label, label die that's looking, you know, the size is nice. I wish it was a little bit longer, but that's okay. And so I just printed up his name to fit that space, and just a font I like, that's his name. And then I just hand cut a little bit larger. They do have two, but the nesting die to this, that's a little bit bigger, was a little bit too big. So I just I kind of did it by hand. And I decided, because it looks a little bit bare, so I decided to just do an embossing on that. And I have, this is a 𝘀𝗵𝗃, that's the name of it, 3D embossing folder. And I already put tape on here, so I'm gonna add this to this. Yeah. And then we're just gonna add this to the thing. And I already got a foam, what do you call it? A foam shipping bag together to mail it to my client for her grandson. So yeah, I think he's graduating in the beginning of May. So this is just perfectly in time. They're gonna fly over there and do stuff and be with him. Okay, I believe the school is it in Florida or somewhere that way. All right. So there we go. Right? Did you like it? I like it. I love making, and I'm so glad I have now the template to make the slightly larger one, and I have the die to make the smaller one. So that's just perfect. Man, it's cold today. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will talk to you real soon. Please consider liking, sharing, and or subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate you guys, and hope you're having an amazing day, an amazing week, and keep on crafting. Bye for now.